Station, WTIM.
Welcome into the WTIM information station. My name is Tim Zalback. Time now for the WTIM morning show. Thank you so much to our live stream sponsors, People's Bank and Trust and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm sitting down with Mike Frericks right now. Got him over the line. He's the Illinois State Treasurer. Always good to have Mr. Frericks in with us. How are you today, Mr. Frericks?
Tim, I am great this morning. The boys let me sleep in a little bit this morning, which is different than the night before.
Got to take what you can get, I'm sure, with the situation over there. But good, you got a little extra sleep in today, and you're able to talk to us all about today, about the state of Illinois. You were at the Illinois State Fair with the Illinois State Treasurer's Office. How was your time there?
I was. I always enjoy visiting the State Fair. And for those of your listeners who aren't familiar, my wife just this summer gave birth to newborn twin boys, identical twin boys. So some mornings I have a little more energy than others. But the State Fair is a source of excitement for me. Always enjoy going there. But also, as State Treasurer, we have our live unclaimed property auction there. We present the awards to our cream of the crop photo contest winners. Enjoy Ag Day. Enjoy the parade. It's a great opportunity to reunite a lot of people with a lot of money.
Yeah, it seemed like a really cool spot. I walked past the tent a few times, and I didn't go in, unfortunately. I know it's not great, but how was that live auction? I was able to read off a couple of the items on there. It seemed really cool. And did you guys hit some of the goals you set out for?
We did. We set some reserve prices out there. If we don't reach them, we don't send them off, because I just tell people this is not an auction to make money for the state of Illinois. People have valuables in bank safe deposit boxes. It's something that they didn't want to lose, but for some reason, maybe they passed away, maybe they forgot, it turns up in our hands. We work really hard to get that money back in the rightful owner's hands. But if we can't, after about 10 years of trying, we need to clear space in our vaults for new items coming in. So we auction things off. We think it'd be better to be in those baseball cards, those coins, that jewelry, to be in the warm embrace of family who values them, rather than sitting in a cold vault. And so what we do is we convert that physical property into cash, which is much more easy for us to store and to account for.
Wow, it seems like you guys really put forth quite a bit of effort to get that money back into the hands. You said 10 years you try to get that money back to the rightful owner?
Well, so that's for physical property. We will hold on to money forever.
Wow.
So if we're holding the money that belongs to you, Tim, and you don't claim it, your children, your grandchildren, your heirs, whoever you designate in your will be able to claim that in the future. Now, we don't want it to go that long. We want to return it as quickly as possible, because when we put this money back into your listeners' hands or pockets or wallets, we know they're much more likely to spend it at a local business. Or maybe if it's newfound money, they may take their family out to dinner at a local restaurant. And that money being spent and circulated throughout Christian County does a lot more good for the state than it does sitting in a bank vault in Springfield.
Agreed. Yes. Very, very cool there. Sitting down with Mike Frericks right now. We're talking about the Illinois State Fair and their live auction that the Treasurer's Office held. Very cool. Returning the money back to their rightful owners there, and doing so through the auction. Very cool. So that's the Illinois State Fair. And I want to talk a little bit about numbers that have come out for July in investment returns. It seems like it was a good year, a good month, July.
July was a great year. We set a record. As
Wow.
I said, we don't make money for the state off our live auction, but when we invest state funds, we do make money. We make a lot of it. In July, we made over $121 million to the state. That's $121 million that doesn't have to be raised in taxes.
Wow.
It's $121 million that doesn't have to be cut from our budget for things like our schools, our universities, our roads, and our bridges. We take this part of our job very seriously. It broke a previous record that we set in the month of June. And we hope to break further records in the past, because we know we can't solve all of the state's budget issues. We can't fund all of the programs out there, but that doesn't mean we can't be part of the solution. And when we make $121 million, it makes the job of the General Assembly and the governor easier to take care of important needs in the state.
Sure. Yeah. You were talking a little bit about the budget right now. It's saving a huge amount of money right there. That doesn't have to be in with taxes, which is huge. But we were just talking to a recent professor of University of Illinois, Springfield. We were talking a little bit about budget. Now we get some savings there, but recently there might have been some budget problems with public pension obligations. Does that make any sense? What does that mean?
Yeah. So state employees university employees, teachers, all have pension systems. And for years, the General Assembly was supposed to make contributions to those funds. But going back over 40 years, the General Assembly, when given that choice, said, well, let's just kick the can down the road a little bit further. Or maybe let's not make payments right now, and that way we won't have to make cuts in other parts of the budget. That has caught up with us. We have a large unfunded liability with our pension systems. The General Assembly for the last several years has been making the total required contribution plus some additional money, but there's still a lot to catch up. So we try to earn good returns because that helps with the problem. We're not going to solve it overnight, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't start today.
Right. Most definitely helping out that problem with things like the investment numbers here. So where can we go? I mean, we've kicked that can, you said a little bit. Where do you go? Do taxes begin to rise to begin to try to correct for that?
Yeah, you've got to make your payments. It's like if you find yourself with a mortgage that's underwater, the way you get out of it is to make your payments. Wow. You don't do it overnight, but you continue doing it, and you don't you meet your obligations. So we're trying to help out with that since coming in as treasurer. I mean, last month we brought in $121 million, but I think we're over $2.3 billion that we have earned in interest income of our investment earnings since taking office. And we intend to have a big year this year. I don't intend to look back. I mean, part of this is rising interest rates have made it easier, but we've also gone to the General Assembly. And the General Assembly is very conservative. They limited where I could make investments. I went to them and convinced them that there are some investments that can get a higher return without undue risk. We also have got authority for a small percentage of our investments to invest in things like Illinois-based venture capital and private equity, because not only can we earn a really good return on those investments, when we help Illinois entrepreneurs, Illinois businesses, by investing in them, and they go out and hire more people and pay good salaries, that also helps our budget. You know, in the Treasurer's Office, we view ourselves as a economic engine, the job creations office, whether it be helping farmers, helping small businesses, technology entrepreneurs. We're trying to grow jobs and grow revenue for the state.
That's really cool machine you got working over there. You just mentioned farmers. Harvest season is coming up a little bit. What are you guys doing to help out with farmers? Yeah,
we know. I grew up in a small town. I grew up in a farming family in East Central Illinois, and I know that agriculture is the number one industry in the state of Illinois. Many people refer to it as small business, but there is nothing small about the capital requirements to run a farm. And it can be expensive to get a crop out of the field, and we know that maybe the prices the elevators offer at harvest time aren't necessarily the best prices, and so farmers may need to hold on to that grain a little longer to be able to market it when prices go up. We stand ready through low-interest loans to help our ag leaders in the state of Illinois. We've been doing it for about 40 years. We've given over $4 billion in low-interest loans to farmers to make sure the farmers can afford to put a crop in the ground or to take it out at harvest time. Or if they think, hey, I'd like to try a different crop next year, I'd like to modernize my operations, we offer long-term loans as well to farmers who are looking to be more profitable in the future.
Sure. Yeah. You mentioned that there's nothing small about the farming operation there, if you want to call it a small business. And that's really cool. You guys are partnering with local banks as well to help out these farmers.
Exactly. I'm the chief banker for the state of Illinois, but we don't run a state bank. We don't have to, because we have a great system of banks and credit unions, financial institutions throughout the state of Illinois that partner with us. We find that by partnering with those financial institutions that already have ag lenders with relationships with local farmers, we can get a lot more done a lot more efficiently than by competing with each other or doing it on our own.
100%. Sounds really cool. Sitting down with Mike Frerichs right now. He's the Illinois State Treasurer. It's been a great conversation so far. It's time now to take a break, though. You've been listening to the WTIM Morning Show. Thank you so much to our live stream sponsors, People's Bank and Trust and Landmark at Taylorville. We'll be right back here with Mike Frerichs. He's the Illinois State Treasurer on the WTIM Information Station. Don't go anywhere.
Your information station. WTIM.
The Shelby County Economic Development Corporation aims to foster, promote, and stimulate economic development, from keeping existing industry and retail businesses successful and thriving to attracting new investment in Shelby County. The Shelby County Economic Development Corporation is here to help your business grow. It also sponsors job fairs to fill positions at existing employers and encourages future entrepreneurs in the Shelby County CEO program. Find out more on the Shelby County Economic Development Corporation by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Taylorville Care Center residents are celebrating National Dog Month with a pet food drive through August 31st. Everyone who donates pet food will be entered into a drawing for a doggone, positively fantastic doggy gift basket. See their Facebook page for details. Post a picture of your special dog for a second chance to win. All donations will be given to our local pet shelter. Bring donations to TCC's Activity Department at 600 South Houston Avenue during regular business hours. Taylorville Care Center, caring for the community for over 50 years.
This is Bill Pinkston, General Sales Manager at Landmark of Taylorville. We finally have a great selection of new inventory, and to celebrate, we are offering 2.9 financing on select models. Plus, we are offering a $1,000 trade assistant program to customers with a 2010 or newer trade-in on all new inventory. We want your vehicle. I will buy your trade even if you don't buy from us. Stop by Landmark of Taylorville today and visit my professional sales staff about our Landmark for a lifetime warranty, and drive that new vehicle home today that you've been waiting for. And remember,
your farmer-owned dairy, Prairie Farms Dairy, has a great thirst-quenching idea that provides lots of vitamin C this summer. Try some delicious Prairie Farms premium orange juice. It gives you and your family the vitamin C they need, and great taste, too. Prairie Farms Dairy Premium 100% pure Florida orange juice. Grab it in your grocer or convenience store dairy case. From the farm families of Prairie Farms Dairy, to your family, it's quality you can taste.
If you or your loved one needs a path to better hearing, I can help. I'm Crystal Baker, owner of Specialized Hearing Solutions in Taylorville and Shelbyville. Let my nearly 15 years of health and hearing care experience be that path to better hearing for you. I offer hearing aids at very competitive prices while providing the highest level of personalized service to my patients. With offices in Taylorville and Shelbyville, it's convenient to schedule a complimentary consultation. Call me at 824-0411. Specialized Hearing Solutions. I'm all about helping you hear.
It's no secret that employers are having a difficult time hiring qualified personnel, whether full or part-time. The Miller Media Group wants to help you, the employer, to find the candidates you're looking for. That's why we've created IllinoisJobPost.com. That's IllinoisJobPost.com. This website is part of a broad radio and internet employment campaign available through the Miller Media Group. Contact your account manager or email sales at randyradio.com for more information. IllinoisJobPost.com is where we put the power of radio and the internet to attract prospective candidates.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome back to the WTIM Information Station. My name is Tim Zalabak. You're listening to the WTIM Morning Show. Thank you so much to our live stream sponsors, People's Bank and Trust and Landmark of Taylorville. I got Mike Frericks on the line with me right now. He's the Illinois State Treasurer. We talked a little bit about his time at the Illinois State Fair, giving back unclaimed property to the citizens, the live auction, getting more property back to these people. We talked about record number of investment for returns for July. And now let's talk a little bit about the infrastructure investment that's going to be happening in Illinois. Mr. Frericks, I just loaded all that on top of you. We still got you?
I'm still here. No, that's not too much. We're excited. Like I said, we always try and earn more money for the state of Illinois. We know that when we invest in Illinois, whether it be with our entrepreneurs, our small businesses, or our farmers, and they're more productive, they make more money, that is a double benefit for the state. Well, we also have seen over the last few decades, private sector investing in infrastructure projects and making money off of them. And we had the idea, why can't we do that? Why can't we help to spur more infrastructure development in the state of Illinois, making our state more productive, more attractive to businesses? And so we went to General Assembly. We've got the authority to invest up to 1%, up to 5% of our portfolio in Illinois-based infrastructure. And we'll be rolling out this week our first such investment. We're excited about it, helping to build roads, bridges, helping to build housing, putting people to work here, and giving people greater opportunities for themselves or their businesses. We're excited for those double returns.
this is going to be huge for the state of Illinois. Like you said, it was private equity that was funding infrastructure for the most part. But why can't the treasurer's office get involved as well? So this is very cool. I mean, how much you kind of mentioned the numbers there, but how much are you guys looking to invest in the infrastructure?
So we're going to roll this out over the years. We can invest up to $1.5 billion. We're not going to put it all in today. You want to spread out some of that risk over different time frames and in different industries, be diversified. But our first investment should be for about $75 million.
Okay, wow, very, very, very cool there. And you said it can go to anything from roads and bridges to housing. And how will contractor and such? How will it go about getting that into action? Where will you place the money? Will people come to you? Will you go to the builders? How will that go?
Yeah, so there are firms out there that will manage this money for us, will oversee it for us. I'm not going to be investing directly into a house or a road or a bridge. If you elected Mike Frericks because of his knowledge of good infrastructure investments, you picked the wrong person. But we have professionals out there. They manage money, they make these investments, and we're going to be working with several partners in the private sector to make these decisions, make good business decisions, and earn a good return for the state.
Yeah, sure. And leaving it up to the professionals right there. As long as you know how much money's coming in and out, you're going to let them decide where it's really going to. So that's really important here. Do you see this being a successful program for Illinois?
Yeah, this is something we push. It's something we're leading the nation on, but it's not something brand new. Companies have been making money off infrastructure for a while now, public-private partnerships, and we think the state of Illinois has an opportunity not just to earn good returns, put more money into our general revenue fund, but to help employers, help employees throughout the state of Illinois. And it will also help create infrastructure that, one, puts people to work, but two, makes us more competitive going forward. There are a lot of people who look at the next quarter for their investment returns. We have a longer term approach. We like to look for the next quarter century. We make long-term things to make sure that those twin boys that were just born this summer for me find Illinois to be a strong and vibrant economy when they enter the workforce.
Absolutely. And by the time that they're ready to buy a house or rent an apartment, they will be out there because, things like that in Illinois and across the country. I mean, housing and roads and bridges, it's time to begin that upkeep and keeping that moving forward. That's really cool there. And
I intend to be long gone by the time they enter the workforce from being state treasurer, but my hope is that some of our work continues to live on.
Sure. There we go. Perfect. And school season is amongst us now, and never too early to begin thinking about college saving and everything happening with that. How is the treasurer's office helping out?
It's a perfect time. In the treasurer's office, we run 2 college savings programs, Bright Start and Bright Directions. And when parents are sending their kids back to school, it's a good time to say, it's important that kids get a good education, but it shouldn't stop in 12th grade, after 12th grade. Not every kid needs to go to college, but they ought to get some sort of skill or training post high school. So whether they go to a university, a community college, a vocational program, a technical institute, or they get an apprenticeship, we stand ready to help them by helping their families save and prepare. Too many kids are graduating with too much debt, and we know that if we save in advance, they'll graduate with less debt and more opportunities.
Absolutely. So much emphasis on 4-year schools or maybe going up to a junior college. But like you said, there are so many options for students or for anyone wanting to enter the workforce right after school. You guys offer many different programs for, the different types of educational tracks that you can go on. Is there any differences between the 4-year to the 2-year to the, vocational tracks?
Well, as long as the money is used for an approved higher education expense, it doesn't matter whether it's a 4-year university, a community college, a vocational program. What they're looking for is college savings. They say, well, my kid doesn't need to go to college. Not every kid needs to go to college, but they need to get some sort of training, some sort of accreditation, some sort of skill out there. And there are great technical programs, vocational programs. People can earn good jobs in the trades, but they need to go through an apprenticeship. And we want to put young people on a pathway to success, no matter what road that leads through. The different types of training. We want to help them get the training they need, provide for themselves and their families.
Yeah, success looks different for a whole lot of people, and you're covering every single one of those paths to success with the program there. Mr. Frericks, we are out of time here. Thank you so much for sitting down with us today and getting us all a little bit more knowledgeable.
Thank you very much for your time. You have a great day.
Absolutely. You too. That's Mike Frericks. He's the Illinois State Treasurer. We've had a great conversation today. We thank him for being here with us. This has been the WTIM Morning Show. Thank you so much to the live stream sponsors, People's Bank and Trust, and Landmark of Taylorville. My name is Tim Zalabak. You are listening to the WTIM Information Station.
Your information station, WTIM.
This is Tim Zalabak on the WTIM Information Station. That was the WTIM Morning Show with Mike Frericks. We're filling up some time before we go into our SRN News Report.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason. Tropical storm Idalia is intensifying, expected to become a major hurricane before it reaches Florida's Gulf Coast on Wednesday. The storm